It's game on for the Wolves. It's been a season of struggle and difficulty. We're waxing on the Wolves with the team president in the house. The Wild are on fire. Can fans finally afford to let themselves believe in the season? Our hockey insider breaks it down. It's spring and time to get back outside. This motocross stud does that and much more. We're talking bikes and racing and what's up in the MIAC and how they're reaching out to you. It's all ahead. It's time to get your game on. Greetings again from the Dakotas to downtown Minneapolis. You found Game On, hoping winter picks up stakes and leaves us soon. We're tucked inside the local Irish pub in downtown Minneapolis, and great to be with you again. Hi, Rod Simon's Game On TV, and we got a show loaded with all kinds of information from hoops to hockey. We have motocross because we're turning the page to spring, whether it wants to work with us or not. So we'll talk a little bit of motocross. We're all over D3 sports and some amazing food with Chef Chris, who's back with us once again. So our plate is full, pun intended. Let's get after it. We always start Game On by the numbers. And when we look at the numbers, we find that opening day is 1 week away as Twins spring training finally ends. The Vikings are one of the most active on the NFL free agent front. Their April draft is near. The Wild with an eye on positioning themselves as the playoffs become in focus. And KG is back. The Celtics and Wolves will tangle on April Fool's Day. Delighted to kick off this Game On with the man at the Timberwolves. It's President Chris Wright. Great to have you in the house.
Thanks, Rod.
Thank you for being here. Everyone knows how much I love basketball. We talk about it all the time. We talk about Simon Says, Timberwolves.com. How difficult has this season been being the basketball fan you are? Yeah, it's business, but you're also a fan. How difficult has this been, struggling through all the injuries and the missed expectations?
Well, it's tough on many, many different levels. I mean, it's tough on the fans, first of all, because expectations coming into the season were high. Great season last year. Ricky's emergence, Kevin, second appearance at the All-Star game, although it was a shortened season.
Yeah.
So going into the season, not expecting Kevin's injury particularly, knowing that Ricky was going to take some time to come back. But then sort of getting hit the way that we have done with a lot of injuries.
An avalanche.
It's been incredible for the fans. And, we built our season ticket base to 10,000 full season ticket members this year. And really you could just sense that, the franchise is back and the expectations for the first time in a while were building again. And then to put our fans through what we've put them through, very, very difficult. Then for our team, and then for our coaching staff and Rick, obviously with expectations that they had, you look at our strategic plan on the basketball operations side, it says we will make the playoffs in 2012-13. And unfortunately that's not going to happen. And then you've got our staff who have weathered a tremendous number of storms, since 2003, 2004. You put it all together, Rod, it's been a very, very difficult time.
Are you surprised at how dynamic a player Ricky Rubio has become?
Not really. I mean, when we drafted him, and David Kahn did a great job of setting expectations for him in the early part of his career in the NBA. Right. But at the same time, we knew, just based on video that we had seen of the kid, what he was capable of doing at a very young age. We knew that as he matured, there was an incredible upside for him. I'm just so, it's about a year since his injury.
Yes.
And now to see him back playing at the level that he's playing 1 year after his injury in that Lakers game last season is just really remarkable, and is statistically, just absolutely incredible. But more importantly for our fans, to see this young man see the court, do some of the things that he does every single game, he's truly remarkable. So a great upside for Ricky.
Season tickets. You mentioned the season ticket members a few minutes ago. The new campaign is called Get Closer. You're really reaching out and saying, we feel your pain, we're there, we want you back.
Yeah, not only that, we absolutely, from a renewal standpoint, we want our current season ticket holders back. But we really feel that the landscape of sports is changing, and that because of the way that discretional spending works, either in a family or in a company these days, there's a lot more scrutiny around, sort of a value proposition or your return on your investment. What do you want out of wherever you're investing, wherever that discretional dollar is going these days? And, you know, as we survey our fans, they're saying, hey, we want to get closer. We want to get closer to our players, to our basketball operations staff and coaches. We want to get closer to the business operation. We want to be part of the family. So the Get Closer campaign really is all about that. How can we bring our fans closer to everybody that is inside of our business? Because that's really truly what fans are seeking this day, that affinity, that knowledge that we are on the inside of this family, of this franchise, and that we're going to get great value for our investment in the franchise.
It's still one of the best tickets in town, if not the best. It's great stuff. You're going to see some of the guys coming back too. In fact, you're going to see some of those commercials right here. Pekovic is coming up in just minutes right here on Game On. President Wright, thank you for being with us.
Rod, thanks a lot. Always a pleasure.
Always great to be with you too. Talking Wolves, only here on Game On. Stay up with the Wolves and the NBA with my weekly blog at simonsays@timberwolves.com, keeping you connected with all things inside your basketball team and right at your fingertips. Drop me a note at rod@GameOnTVMN.com and look for a new Simon Says blog every Thursday at timberwolves.com. On deck, we're talking Wild and the NHL with Brian Lawton, only here on Game On.
Fire scores!
Do you think everywhere you go, people are afraid of you?
Back home, they're not afraid.
No?
No.
But you kind of got these, like, intimidating tattoos and stuff.
That's something what I like, you know,
That's what you
besides
like?
basketball, yeah.
Do you think you could design a new tattoo for me?
Me?
See, it looks like you got some technique there.
It looks something like this. Here you go.
Teddy bear right back.
It's a masterpiece.
They don't agree on much, these two, but they do love K-Twin, these two.
Hey, Gardy, you know the Twins are on our favorite radio station?
Yeah, we're excited to be on FM.
Will you start a radio? Make it out to Keith and Kevin? Kevin and Keith. Keith and Kevin's fine. Kevin then Keith. How about combine it? Kethaven?
How would you spell that?
Keitheiketeven.
Put me in cold. I'm ready to play.
I'm Meat Sauce from KFAN. My weekly trivia question is courtesy of Bar Abilene. Name the oldest team in Major League Baseball. Don't touch that dial. The answer before the end of Game On.
Welcome back. It's Game On, powered by the local. You recognize this hockey man, one of the best American players, Brian Lawton, in the house. Great to have you with us.
Well, always a pleasure to be here.
Welcome back to Game On. Let's get right after it, because everybody is just excited beyond words that the Wild are playing well. Just days ago, winning for, it seems like, 50 million years in Vancouver. Are you surprised at how well they're playing now?
I can't say I'm surprised. I mean, they really did a lot of work in the offseason. You know, Ryan Suter had a little bit of a slow start by what people expected.
And
but I think it was more just a feeling out process. And now that he's got his feet underneath him and Zach Parese's able to contribute and Jonas Brodin has been incredible for him. And they've always had that solid goaltending. So I can't say I'm surprised, but it's great to see him doing so well.
Do you think that we in Minnesota just set the bar so high that we're going to be disappointed anyway that it's cut when the season's over?
No, I don't think so, because it's been a while since we've really experienced success at the pro level. I think people have been patient overall here. When you really look at the history of the franchise, I just think it's time. And fortunately for the club, for Craig Leopold, for Chuck Fletcher, Mike Yeo, the players, you know, the time looks like it's now, and that's really exciting.
The dogs were over the fence barking about Mike Yeo right at the start of the season, maybe unfairly, because of that period that you just talked about, that getting to know you period.
Sure, yeah, he had a really difficult task this year. There was so much excitement that surrounded the big signings, you know, and everybody wants it so fast. But the reality is it just takes time, even for a great player like Ryan Suter, like Zach Parise. They've got to acclimate to a new city, a new team, a new system, and they have to do it in a truncated season.
Right, because
so
of the
there's
lockout.
a lot of obstacles to overcome, but honestly, it's all go for the Wild and where they're at. It's been nothing but a great story so far.
How deep does this team go? I think they're going to make the playoffs, but how deep do they go, do you think?
Yeah, they absolutely should make the playoffs. They've got the talent to do it. This is the first time in a while that they've actually had the depth that'll carry them through.
Oh, nice.
You know, and that's what they've been able to get, quite frankly, from guys like Charlie Coyle. You know, all of a sudden playing a pretty big role for him. Jason Zucker. I like to say Zucker, but Jason Zucker has been flying around the ice, and that's really added a lot to them. And it's just allowed them to get people more in the positions that they should be on a team. And to me, that's been the key to their season, is contributions from some of the names maybe that we weren't expecting.
Now, I know you're busy with the NHL teams, you're busy watching games, you're busy at games. Do you sit at home on an off night with 3 or 4 games on the NHL Network?
I do. I spend a lot of time in Toronto. I work for Rogers Sportsnet. I do analysis for them. We talk about the exciting National Hockey League and all the great things that are going on. I've enjoyed it, but you know, for me, long term, where I want to be is back working for a National Hockey League club on the management side. That's where it's at for me.
Well, fans love to hear an old North Star talk about the Wild and say they're going to make the playoffs. It's very, very exciting. Let's have you back soon.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Brian Lawton, always welcome. We love to have him here on Game. Love for you to tune into the Twins this season on their new home, 96.3 K-Twin FM. Minnesota favorite Jason Nagel joins me for the post show after each and every Twins broadcast. Get updates at ktwin.com and at GameOnTVMN.com. It's radio for us, post with Game On Flair, only at 96.3 K-Twin FM. On deck, we got a need for speed and RPMs, only here on Game On.
Very superstitious, writings on the wall. When you believe in things that you don't understand, and you suffer. Superstition ain't the way.
Bud Light, the official beer of NFL fans who do whatever it takes. Here we go.
Okay. You gotta believe.
It's Hustlin' and Bacon score! The game got a hold on my sleeve, I can't leave. It murdered the original me and I can't grieve. So this is who I think anyone's gonna catch him right in. Shoots and scores with the Kurt Skate shot. Get my mama crib in the burbs and know fit in the mean and all of the in between. Shoots and scores! The swerve went in overtime! Got a hold of me. Got a hold of me.
Welcome back, Game On, Power for the Local. Great to have you with us. Rod and Tony Schimmel, great to have you in the house.
Thank you.
Motocross, Supercross, you name it, you have done it.
Been there.
And it's safe and sound. Your career has tell us about your career.
My career specifically was, started pretty young. Yeah. My first job ever was actually in Minnesota here at a local professional motocross track called Spring Creek, located down in Millville, Minnesota. Kind of got away, went to school and college, kind of got back into motocross. Did very well in the C brackets to the B brackets, won some championships, went to A class. Over the years, as I grew older, the bones got a little bit more brittle. And it seemed like each every year I got older, the more bones I'd break. And no, it was a great ride. I mean, it was really fun, you know. Yeah. I'm 40 years old now. I'm trying to tame it back just a little bit and keep off the track. I love riding.
So you still do a little bit, but you're kind of at that stage now in your career where you've been there, you've raced, you've had great success. Now you're going to, and the sport is expanding so much, now you're going to find a broadcast side to work the sport and help grow the sport even more.
Absolutely. It started probably about 10 years ago. I started doing some local announcing for a local promoter, a race promoter here in Minnesota, Motokazi, local district racer and rider. He's a professional rider himself. Started doing some announcing for him, and one thing led to another, and next thing you know, I'm doing some pro races and some national races, and people are contacting me to keep going with this type of career. So,
are you surprised at how the sport continues to grow?
I am not, actually, especially in Minnesota. You know,
it's very popular.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, your world champion is from Minnesota, right here. Ryan Dungey, located out of Belle Plaine, Minnesota. some other great riders right now running the national circuit. So, you know, Minnesota is growing, and it's going to just keep getting bigger and bigger.
Well, extreme sports, bikes, you name it, from X game, the publicity is all positive, and it's really something outdoors that most kids would love to do when they're, you know, knee-high to a grasshopper growing up.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the good thing about Minnesota now, too, is, you know, we have an indoor track located right across the river in Wisconsin, too. So it's an indoor supercross. So it's a year-round thing now. So people can enjoy it year-round and race anytime they want to.
I've seen your videos on when people can Google you and they can see the helmet cam. Do you ever look at those and say, what the heck was I thinking?
All the time.
All the time, good.
You know, most time when you're watching your videos, when you're racing, or once you replay the GoPros,
yeah,
you as a racer are always looking at what could I have done better?
Oh, I bet.
And you're always analyzing yourself.
Yeah.
It's not about the race or whether you win or lose.
Yeah.
You're always trying to figure out, should I take in that line? Should I took in another one?
Yeah.
Or, you know, just to get that extra place, you know. And, you know, but all the time, you know, you look at them, that's kind of crazy, but...
So as you pull back, are you missing it a little bit, or or the bones saying you're doing just fine?
No, I'm healthy. I'm actually in the best shape I've been my whole life.
You look great.
You know, a few surgeries here and there.
Yeah.
But no, I'm gonna miss it a lot.
Yeah.
You know, coming out of it now, and you know, one of my best friends bought one of my recent race bikes.
Nice.
You know, I have to go over to his house all the time to see him sitting in his garage. You know, because I'm not riding as much, and I mean, I'll still ride, but I'm just competitively. It's time for me to step back and, you know, try to get a broadcaster's full-time position or a TV guy.
We'll work on that. We'll work on that.
Just saying.
The motocross report coming from there. Yes. Tony, you're the man. Thanks for being with us. We're going to keep our eye on you and come back anytime. Keep us updated on the sport.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, guys.
Tony's right here on GameON. You can get your game on anytime. Just download our official app for iPhones and Android too, with full shows, sponsor links, great inside info, and photos too. We link you to our show website. It's packed with good stuff. And please check out our partner site, the best Viking fan site at purplepride.org. So bookmark us, GameOnTVMN.com. It's time again for the Kazi calendar. The Wolves get the Lakers and OKC. It's a tough week, 27th and 29th. The Wild with Phoenix and the Kings. The Twins get Detroit on the opener, and the Vikings are looking forward to the NFL draft. The Swarm with Philadelphia. The Lynx will open with Connecticut. It's the Minnesota United and San Antonio in the Dome opener. And St. Paul's Saints are back in business, hosting Fargo for the home opener May 9th. The PGA's busy in Houston, Champions in Duluth, NASCAR at Martinsville, and Gopher football is going to be here before you know it, August 31st. Check out our podcast with Rod Webby and the A-Train. Get the latest Game On information and drop us a note. We'd love to hear from you at GameOnTVMN.com. And that's your Kazi calendar. On deck, the chef loves his slider and much more. Only here on Game On.
I don't know who he is, or where he is, but he's coming.
The world's not so simple anymore. I guess it never was. We ignored it. Now we can't.
You Jackie Robinson?
I father, I Brooklyn Dodger them. I jack, I rob, I sin. Oh man, I'm Jackie Robinson. Except when I run base, I dodge the pen.
You want a player who doesn't have the guts to fight back?
No, I want a player who's got the guts not to fight back.
You give me a uniform, you give me a number on my back, and I'll give you the guts.
It is time for the 60-second chef. Chef Chris with us here at the local. Great food here, but I got to tell you, you don't get nervous when we talk about food. In fact, I learned now that you served in the military, in the Navy for 4 years.
I did.
Cooking on an aircraft carrier. That's real pressure. And by the way, thank you for your service, but
thank you.
What a great experience.
It was a great experience. I learned more things in the Navy. I forgot more since then than I learned in the 4 years that I was in.
It's amazing stuff, and you've cooked for chefs, you've cooked for your colleagues and servicemen on the ship, and now we get to a smaller menu, I would imagine, but a lot of great stuff. In fact, these you can come in and really have fun with, a special on Monday. Tell us about
So Mondays after 2, these are 99 cents a piece. For wee burgers, little sliders.
You call them wee
burgers.
burgers.
Wee burgers.
Very, very nice. And decorate them how you'd like. This has to be the lightest fish I've ever had.
The cod is excellent. It's North Atlantic cod. Light batter, a little bit of flour, light batter, into a very clean fryer, and this is what you get.
The batter is a soda.
We're actually using a soda water batter.
Wow. So it's not as heavy as like a beer batter.
Correct.
Okay. And
I can't say that we're counting calories on anything like that, but at the same time, it does give it a little bit more lightness.
I had the light version. You love dessert.
I do like desserts.
This is one of your favorite plates. Tell us.
This is a Trinity, and you can get any assortment of desserts on our menu on the Trinity for $7.99. It's a great deal. What's great about all of our desserts, except for the ice cream, is we make these in-house.
Do you really?
We do. All of our desserts, except for the ice cream, we use the Izzy's Irish Moxie ice cream. That's the only thing we purchase, dessert-wise. Everything else is made in-house.
A lot of desserts eaten over St. Patrick's weekend?
Quite a few.
Quite a few?
Quite a few. I can't give you an exact number. I lost count.
Yeah.
You know, I was trying.
You guys are catching up on your sleep still a week later. Thank you for all you do. We love the food. You have any questions? Call him. He'll come out of the kitchen, come right to your table, and take the question, right?
Out here.
Chef Chris is the man. It's your 60-second chef here at the local, only here on GameON. Time again for your GameON update. Next Sunday, your up-close and special look at the Twins is here. They open the season at Target Field. GameON takes you inside the Twins with their biggest stars. All-star Joe Mauer, slugger Justin Morneau, big bopper Josh Willingham, pitching star Scott Diamond. It's this Sunday here on GameON. A new baseball movie's out, 42, looking back at the Jackie Robinson story. Our GameON correspondent Jane Hurt will have a complete wrap-up from Hollywood, only here on GameON. And that's your GameON update. Hey, we'd love to have you join us for live GameON taping April 16th, Cooper Irish Pub in St. Louis Park at 6 o'clock. Meet former Gopher quarterback Marquise Gray, K-Twins writer. We'll talk Vikings and autographs, ticket giveaway, and so much more. Keep your game on. Check out our Facebook. Join us on Twitter. All our updates at GameOnTVMN.com. On deck, we're talking the MIAC and much more, only here on GameON.
They don't agree on much, these two, but they do love K-Twin, these two.
What? I love K-Twin infinitely more than you. Nope. All 6 presets in my car.
K-Twin. Man, I hear K-Twin in my sleep. I don't sleepwalk. I sleep rock. We're halfway there.
Pick up the latest issue of Wheels of Thunder magazine. If it's on wheels, you'll find it in Wheels of Thunder. Full color photos of bikes, trikes, cars, trucks, and even sleds. High performance or right off the street. Mind-blowing power, speed, and custom touches. It's all in Wheels of Thunder magazine. Plus, find out about the latest races, rallies, and custom products and services in your area. Check out Wheels of Thunder on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Wheels of Thunder.
Hey, it's Meat Sauce again. Here's the answer to your trivia question. The question was, name the oldest team in Major League Baseball. The answer? The Boston Red Sox. That was a good time, right? We'll see you Tuesday night at Bar Abilene for trivia 8 to 10, and next week here on Game On.
It is time for the MIAC Minute. This is Mike Gallagher, maybe the hardest working guy at the MIAC. How are you?
Stop it. Third at the most. There's no way. I don't think I'm up there.
There you go. Well, you're young. You have it behind you. You're ready to go. You do a lot of different things at the MIAC.
Well, this is something, Rod, that we kind of talked about a few months ago, myself, Matt Higgins, and Dan McCain at the MIAC, and we all kind of thought that this conference needed a little more exposure, a little more coverage, and I was very ready, very willing. I graduated college 6-7 months ago, so I want to get some experience myself, and so when we started this podcast, MIAC Weekly on MIAC-online.org, it kind of went in conjunction with some play-by-play stuff that I do with them, and so I just think these athletes and the people around this conference, a lot of great people, a lot of people that are solid athletes, solid teachers, and they deserve a little more exposure.
Now, you're a former player.
Yes.
Baseball?
Yes, baseball at Augsburg, yes, sir.
And did you enjoy it?
Oh, loved it. I mean, when you get a chance to continue the game you play through your college years, I mean, it's something you can't pass up.
So were you playing and listening to the broadcasters? Or?
Listening to the broadcasters is something that I've done for my entire life, starting with Costas when there was the Jordan days, in the late 90s, and something I've just kind of loved to listen to and kind of tried to learn from, I guess, even up to yourself, Rod. I mean, you're a luminary among these cities yourself.
Hang on, I got some money for you after the show.
Checks in the mail, right?
Appreciate that very much. The bottom line is, when you look at what the MIAC is trying to do, you got the right idea, because online, if you go to the website, there's everything on there if you want to learn about the schools.
Blog, video, podcast, and there's composite schedule, stats, archives. I mean, it goes pretty deep, Rod.
And you're working every day to update that stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's something that Matt Higgins and Dan McCain do very well there, and I've been lucky enough to kind of ride on their coattails so far, and they've partnered with me to help me get some quality experience for myself and some more exposure for the conference. And again, I just think it's a very important thing for these student athletes and coaches.
And if you've never looked at Bring Me the News online, he's there too.
BringMeTheNews.com, that's right. Rick Capcella's bit, and that's something that...
It's a great website.
You know, we do what we can. It's a curation, try and gather pretty much everything in one place, one source, and make it easy for people, you know, Rod?
Yeah, Rick has done a great job with that website. Keep up the good work. And so if people want to go to the website, give it to them again nice and slowly. It's right there for you.
MIAC-online.org, and you can find the blog, the video, the podcast, and pretty much everything you need to know about the world of the MIAC, Rod.
Come back and tell us more about the MIAC. Keep us updated.
I'd love to. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Great to have you with us. Only here in the MIAC Minute on GameON. Love for you to tune into the Twins this season on their new home, 96.3 K-Twin FM. Minnesota favorite Jason Nagel joins me for the post show after each and every Twins broadcast. Get updates at ktwin.com and at GameOnTVMN.com. It's radio for us, post with Game On Flair, only at 96.3 K-Twin FM. Busy show it's been, and that is it for us. Thank you for letting us be a part of your Sunday. Don't forget to get all our updates at GameOnTVMN.com. Please like us at Facebook. Join us on Twitter. We'd love to talk back to you. Nice one. Until we see you next week, have a great week and keep your game on.